debate over critical race theory is heating up, and now Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is getting involved, threatening to eliminate tenure for professors at public universities, including those who taught critical race theory. News 4 San Antonio's Robin Oginye talked to critical race theorists about what this means for the future of education.
These professors, this small group, are paid to educate, not indoctrinate.
An impassioned Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick responding to a vote by UT Austin Faculty Council to continue teaching critical race theory. Texas A&M professor Marlon James defines critical race theory this way.
Critical race theory is just a set of interrelated ideas designed to help researchers analyze if and how race is contributing to a particular problem in a research study.
But the vote from UT Austin has convinced Patrick to push for the elimination of tenure at all public universities in Texas during the next legislative session. For professors who are already tenured, Patrick says he wants to change tenure reviews from every 6 years to once a year and make teaching critical race theory as a cause for a tenured professor to be fired. James says since critical race theory has only been around for 30 years, pulling CRT from college courses would still leave them thousands of theories to teach.
Around 99.8% don't use CRT. That's how small of a population we're talking about.
There's a lot of confusion and misunderstanding about what it is and how we can use it to really help some of our problems in social injustice.
Texas A&M San Antonio graduate student Philip Gonzalez says he didn't know about CRT until he became a graduate student. In fact, James and other state educators we spoke to say critical race theory is only taught at the collegiate graduate level, not in K through 12 classrooms.
But critical race theory is not an issue in K-12, P-12 schools. It's just not. It just doesn't meet the criteria of something that we will use in a school building. It's appropriate for us as researchers.
Now the public's eyes will be on the Capitol in Austin next legislative session to see how it impacts higher education.
They can hide behind academic freedom all they want, but we're not going to put up with it here. And we're going to pass this legislation and we're going to do something about tenure.
A missing persons case that will be 10 years old next month. And the one question remains, where is Mitzi Jones?
We don't know if she's in danger. We don't know who she's with. We just know she's been missing for almost 10 years now.
Mitzi was reportedly last seen on the city's east side along South New Braunfels back in March of 2012. Investigators say Mitzi's family, who lives out of town, didn't report her missing until 2015. At that time, Mitzi was 42 years old. Years later, there have been no tips, no new leads, nothing to put investigators any closer to finding Mitzi.
And that's why we're asking the public's help for any kind of clues to please contact the Missing Persons Unit. We really want you to help us find her.
Though so many years have passed, police are hoping someone may know where Mitzi may be. Police say she does have a flower tattoo on the back of her neck, another flower tattoo on her left hip to her knee, and a star branded into her calf. Distinctive markings investigators hope someone may recognize to help bring Mitzi home.
And Mitzi is 5 feet tall with brown hair and eyes. At the time of her disappearance, weighed 120 pounds.
Good evening, Jonathan and Simone. I'm here at the entrance of Texas A&M University San Antonio, but right across Jaguar Parkway, University Health has purchased nearly 70 acres of land for a new healthcare facility. And while that project is in the works, some officials say more needs to be done.
Barrier that we're often hearing from residents in those areas is they have to travel so far into the city to receive some of those services.
Elizabeth Lutz, executive director with the Health Collaborative, a nonprofit organization who has been working with the community for the past 25 years to identify its needs.
Overwhelmingly, what we're finding is that there is still so much more that can happen to support family well-being and healthcare access.
Lutz says for the past 10 years, there has been a greater investment being made into the Southside for more quality health care, but there is still an opportunity to do more. Bexar County Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores says this project is a step in the right direction.
So constituents have been very pleased about the new hospital. This is long overdue, something we've been advocating for a really long time.
Clay Flores says this isn't only about lack of health care access, but will also save people time and money.
Constituents of Precinct 1 shouldn't have to drive 40 minutes across town to get the major health attention that they need.
Now, university health officials have not finalized a timeline for construction, but with the growth expected on the Southside, it can't come soon enough.